Okay, so today we're out with Jim's Jeep Club again, doing a little different run today. It's getting hot down in Phoenix, so we decided to head up north to Sedona area. So we're running a couple of trails, both kind of historic trails. One is the Schnebly Hill Road, kind of just a forest road, but with some great views of Sedona and the Red Cliffs. And then once we get down to Sedona, we're going to do the Broken Arrow Trail, which is a very popular trail. Got some really cool obstacles down there, really beautiful red cliffs. So welcome to the show and enjoy the ride. So we met up on the east end of Schnebly Hill Road, just as it exits off of I-17 north, and had a pretty big group, 16 Jeeps altogether. And so just a little history about Schnebly Hill Road. It was built by a gentleman named T.C. Schnebly, and he had a little community down in the valley called Schnebly Station. And he had a little bed and breakfast, if you will, down there. And to attract visitors and allow them an easy path down there, he built this road to get people in from Flagstaff. And it worked so well that his little business grew down there, and he decided to grow even more if he had a post office. So he put in an application, and it got rejected because the Schnebly Station was too long, had too many letters, and wouldn't fit in the form for the United States Post Office. So they rejected his application. So he tried a second time and shortened it up a bit, and decided to name the town after his wife, Sedona. And that's how the town of Sedona came to be, and worked great and attracted visitors over the years to the tranquil valleys and all the red cliffs. And now it's just a Forest Service road, and it's about all that's left of the Schnebly name. But it's a great road, great in the summertime, a lot of traffic, people coming up here to camp and whatnot. So great place to get out of the heat. Making a nice little stop here at the Schnebly Hill Vista. Kind of a really cool place. This is the road we're going to go on down. But from here you can really get a good look at all the red cliffs. That's Sedona down in the valley there. Very beautiful place. Well, I mentioned that we got a big group today, and so this seemed like a great place to introduce them to them all. And so first off, we have the blue Jeep. Next up, it's the black Jeep. I just don't know all the names, so I'll try my best here. Next we have Corey in the yellow Jeep. Borrowed that from his daughter, so he's in between Jeeps on this trip. Next up we have LG, Life is Good. Followed by Black Betty, obvious reasons. Creating a little space here is Luna. Great little Jeep. This Jeep helps me out a little later on in the video, you'll see. Then we got the turquoise Jeep. Turquoise Ruby, we'll call it. Then we got Sasha. Sasha's sporting her heels, just got her lift kit put on, so she's riding proud. Got the green Rubicon. Howdy to you too. Followed up by another white Rubicon. Here we got Tony the Tiger. I'm gonna call him Tony the Tiger just because he's tenacious about getting through the rocks. He attacks those things. Got us another silver four-door JK. Followed up by a dark green one. Another Rubicon, a lot of Rubicons today. Got a nice little two-door gray Jeep here. This next one I'm going to name Willie Nelson. Well, just take a look at the hood there. You'll see why I name it Willie. And this is the party Jeep, much like Willie Nelson. So we'll see that later on in the video too. And bringing up the rear is the old Jalapeno. That's my Jeep. As we make our way down the hill from the Schnebly Hill Vista, the trail starts to narrow up pretty good. It starts to get a little rougher, and but I tell you, it's all worth the view. So we just take it slow and try to keep it on the trail. So just enjoy the views from this point. Seems like every time you're around a bend on this trail, just faced with another vista of red cliffs, rock formations, just surrounded by this stuff, but you know, it never gets old. kind of hard to do with a group this size, but we finally found a place next to the trail we could all fit into. So we pulled over for a little lunch break. Just sat here and enjoyed the scenery for a little bit. As these trips always go, gotta have your social hour, you know how that is. As we make our way down into the canyon bottom and follow the creek bed along here, we come across this cool little rock overhang. So we all try to crowd into the shade. Can't fit everybody, but we're going to fit as many as we can here while we wait for some of the traffic up ahead. So we're just going to hang out. Oh look, there's Willie Nelson. Easy now. Take it easy. As the road flattens out, as we get closer to Sedona here, we start to see more and more people. Road gets wider, dustier for sure. And so we just start making our way into town here. And after a little bit of traffic and being held up in town there a bit, pretty soon we make our way out to the Broken Arrow Trail. Now, Broken Arrow is by far and away probably the most popular trail in the Sedona area. Running in for just a little ways here seems pretty easy, but it's not very far before you got to make a hard right, climb up the rock ledge here, and that's kind of how it all starts. Now, I'm sure Jim's trying to warn me about something important on that sign, probably something I should pay attention to, but I don't.
You did it! Walk in the park.
So our first stop on the Broken Arrow Trail is off at a little attraction called Submarine Rock. Big rock that kind of long and kind of sloped, shaped like a submarine sticking out of the forest. But to get there, we got this big hill we got to climb up first, and so it kind of slows everybody up a little bit. I think Willie Nelson's got a noise in his rear end back there. What's going on?
We can't hear you!
Yep, he's got something wrong there. It's just not working, making a lot of noise.
Drive up this?
Oh yeah, nobody's there.
Ah, yep, I see the problem. It's in the back seat.
We can't hear you! There you go!
Yeah, he's got a serious noise in the back seat there. I told you that was the party Jeep.
Alright.
Now here's yours truly. This is how it's done, folks, right here.
Just like that.
Look at that.
Squeaky.
fixed up for a hike down on Submarine Rock. So just a little side trip. So you can see behind me this long red rock here just goes on for a ways. It looks like a big submarine coming out of the water. So you see the cliffs behind us. It's just a beautiful place. All the red and everything. Real busy today. This is the first day after things started opening up after the closures. So behind me in the distance there, you can see the double staircase. I think we got a big Jeep coming down there right now. So it's one of the famous obstacles, and we're going to be hitting that here after a bit. But first of all, we're going to go over this way out to Chicken Point and check that out. Some other great views over there. So yeah, busy trail today, beautiful day. Everybody's having a great time. Gotta love that squawk of the tires on that old slick rock, huh? All the Jeeps make their way around Chicken Point here. Most everybody's bearing to the left, but I gotta be different. I'm gonna go around it to the right. Don't think about it too long, Jim. It ain't gonna get any better.
You'll be fine, baby. You own this, Jim! Come on up and to the round, and we're going to come back with people who want to try this tent.
So after we all made it up this little rock, we kind of gathered up over here because really we stopped here because we wanted to play on this other rock to the side here. So old Blue was first to go. I think he was doing this for show more than anything.
Jim, you got it?
Of course, that couldn't be outdone. I had to get in there too.
Open diffs, man. Nothing to it.
Several of us took our turn on the steep rock. Even Willie Nelson took a turn. Kind of surprising, but they made it up all right. Now, if you go jeeping long enough, every once in a while you tend to make a mistake. Here's where I made mine. Well, actually probably a couple of mistakes, to be honest with you. Number one, I got overconfident. I was thinking my Jeep was indestructible, could go anywhere. I was wrong. Number two, as you can see here coming up, I didn't have a spotter when I really needed one. Had a good camera person, but yeah, that wasn't helping.
No, I can't do that.
And I'm done. I just drove right off the edge. And now I'm really done.
Wait, stop.
Try breaking off a wheel.
Wait. You're gonna bust a tire.
Now I try to back out of this thing and just about flipped it over. Got a little rash on the passenger door, but she'll buff out.
Straight. Yeah, you can't get that tire up that. You turn right down the middle, right?
So here's what it looked like from my point of view. It looked like I was going perfect, but I should have known just about right there. As soon as that front dropped, I should have just backed up.
We're gonna get some. We're gonna spin it.
Whoa! Nope. She settled back down. I'm sure that back tire was off the ground about 3 or 4 feet. Had to be.
Oh, yeah.
How's your heart rate, Dave? Dave, how's your heart rate?
Huh?
How's your heart rate?
Yeah, I was playing it cool, but I was a little nervous. I'll be honest with you. I felt like she was going to go over.
You can see the tire bend.
I'm bad. I'm doing video, but I didn't direct it.
Now, fortunately, no damage was done. Well, no serious damage was done. I did tweak that front tie rod just a little bit and had to repair that later on, but she drove a little funny on the way home, but otherwise all's good.
Now out.
Woohoo!
There you go.
I think so. I think it's beginning. Wow.
Always good to have a good team with you. These guys just tugged on me a little bit, and held on to the front, make sure that didn't get away from me, and came out like clockwork. And so we moved on down the trail. Only one more obstacle in our path, and that's the double staircase. And since I was just recently humbled, I was taking it a little bit easy at this point. Now the double staircase is a lot steeper than it looks in this photo, trust me. When you're coming down that thing, it's a real uneasy feeling when it feels like those back tires are just barely touching the ground and they just want to slide over every little rock ledge they get. So you get this weird feeling of tipping over on your nose while you're squawking the tires down the rocks.
At the end of the staircase. Steering would have been a little bit harder.
Well, from here on out, we were just following the trail out the same way we came in, so that pretty much does it. I want to thank everybody for joining us on another episode of Tools and Trails. Make sure you hit the like button, do the subscribe thing, and check that little bell down there so you get some notifications for our next one. Got a few good videos coming up, and got to show you how I fixed that bent tie rod that I took care of on this trail, so hope you join me for the next one. Great day for Jim's Jeep Club. Thanks for inviting us along. Had a great run with a lot of good friends. Big group today. Great trails. I highly recommend you run both of these roads if you ever get a chance to do some wheeling in this neighborhood. I think though at the end of the day, even though everybody had a great time, weather was awesome, trails were great, I think the best part of that about this run was just enjoying that Sedona scenery. So here's a little for the way out.